In any secure environment, there's a need to keep your eyes and ears open for strangers. You never know what they might be up to. Now, while an actual explosion is unlikely, it's a fact of business that loose lips sink ships. And the impact of a security breach on the firm's operations would be no less damaging than an explosion. Confidential information breaches that fall under HIPAA regulations, for example, could include penalties requiring the notification of local media and publication of the firm's name on a government list known as the Wall of Shame. Even without these regulations, media coverage of a major breach would have a significant impact on our ability to win business from new or existing clients. Here at Davis Wright Tremaine, we're committed to creating a culture of responsibility. That means we've all got to pull together to keep the firm's information secure. In this short film, we're going to give you some handy tips so you can do your part. If you see somebody you don't know, especially if they're in an area normally restricted by keycard, there's no need to be rude. Just walk right up to them. Be polite. Ask them if you've met. Introduce yourself. If they seem lost, offer to help them find their way. Direct them to the receptionist. Remember, you're not trying to be rude, you're just helping a visitor and keeping the firm's information secure. We're all responsible for the firm's security. And that doesn't mean just people and places. Keep those documents locked up. The proper place for a file is in a locked cabinet, not on top of it. You never know who might be wandering the halls. It's much harder to lose a file if it's where it's supposed to be. But of course, in our fast-moving modern world, most of our documents and files aren't on paper at all. They're electronic, and they're stored for you on computers, managed by our friendly and knowledgeable IST team. How many times has this happened to you?
I want to know if the insurance list is ready.
It will be in a moment. Wait for it, won't you?
You're talking with a coworker, and you notice that there's a file on her desk or a document open on her computer.
You know you shouldn't do that, Jimmy.
Do what?
Or you see a document in the printer. Now you might be tempted to read it to see what it is. Stop. Think. Is this information I need to see? A culture of responsibility requires that all of us take responsibility for keeping private information private. And don't forget to get your own printouts just as soon as you print them. Passwords protect our information and uniquely identify you on the DWT network. Never give your password to anyone else, even other DWT employees. Passwords protect the huge amount of confidential information we store on behalf of our clients. Any leak of that information could be disastrous. Passwords must be secure and complex to be effective. Your password must have at least 8 characters and use at least 3 of the following: uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers, special symbols and punctuation, Unicode characters. You're probably not going to use any Unicode characters unless you're in the Shanghai office. You'll need to change your password at least every 90 days, but you can't change it more than once a day. Of course, to make a password secure, you don't want to use the name of a family member or favorite pet. Your password should be impossible for even a close friend or relative to guess. Remember, never share your password with anyone, and don't write it down. Whenever you leave your desk, lock your computer screen. It only takes a second to unlock with your password, but unauthorized access can take years to recover. Remember, creating a culture of responsibility starts with each one of us. If you have a smartphone or other mobile device that's connected to our network, it must be treated with the same care for security as the computer at your desk. All portable devices must have passwords of at least 5 characters and must include both letters and numerals. As with your computer, don't use an obvious password, such as your phone number or extension. Since these devices are portable and they provide a tunnel back into DWT's network, the firm has to take certain precautions. So if you lose your device, the friendly and knowledgeable IST team will remotely remove all data from your device. Also, after 5 consecutive failed attempts to log in, the IST team will remotely remove all data from your device. These precautions are for your protection and the protection of the firm's data. Your device will essentially be returned to its factory settings. Don't let this happen to you. The responsibility for document security falls to each one of us. All work documents must be stored in iManage. It's important to remember that all information in iManage is available to all DWT employees unless you set up the correct security. To secure documents from being seen by unauthorized employees, you must change the permissions of that individual document. You can't do this by changing its document type. Instead, find the properties of the document and change the sharing to private. This makes the document private. Only you can see it. To share with other people, but not everyone, find the properties and use the Modify button. Use Add User and search for the names of people to share with. Make sure to choose the right level of access. You will still need to set the sharing to private. In order to apply similar settings to many documents, create a folder, then find its properties. In the Properties box, choose the Security tab. Remove the inherent permissions from parent property and set the security to private. Find the people you would like to have access and set their appropriate access level. The default is full access. When you OK these settings, you will also have the option of applying the same settings to any subfolders and their documents. Documents in your personal workspace, private folder, are always available only to you. Use that private folder for securing your documents. Call your local help desk for more information. They are your partners in creating a culture of responsibility here at Davis Wright Tremaine. Violations should be reported to your local help desk without delay. They will alert the security officer, who will take whatever steps are necessary. Under no circumstances must you appoint yourself a one-man police force. Everyone has a part to play, and we've all got to pull together to create a culture of responsibility here at Davis Wright Tremaine.
Great as it is, personal tragedy is not the full cost of a careless word. A person charged with safeguarding secret or confidential matter will exercise every precaution to prevent unauthorized persons from learning of its existence, its whereabouts, or contents. He will disclose the information only to those whose duties absolutely require that they have such information. Merely because a person is a friend or a relative does not entitle one entrusted with safeguarding the information to even mention the subject of that person. It is impossible to overestimate the importance of safeguarding classified information. Remember, careless acts cannot be undone, nor thoughtless words recalled. Think before you speak.